Hi everyone, welcome back from spring break. I hope that you guys had a great time, great break just relaxing, maybe spending some time with your family or friends, or even getting caught up on some things. Maybe not with school, but just with life. That's what we did. Did a lot of spring cleaning and things around my house. I am so excited. You might be feeling the same way I'm feeling. I'm not excited necessarily for the year to end, but it is exciting to sort of look back on everything that you guys have achieved. This is a challenging course, and you guys are taking a class, way above grade level. And I'm just super proud that you've made it to this point. You've done it successfully. So you should be proud of yourselves as well. We're going to talk a little bit about our April and May plans. And then it's summer, essentially. It's exciting. So our April plan is, let me move my face. There we go. We are going to have our regular Class Connect schedule and Play Pause It on Mondays. So that's not changing in the month of April. What is changing a little bit is our support specialist, Miss Jadala. She is out on maternity leave, which is super exciting. She had a beautiful baby girl. So we're no longer going to have that extra Friday session, that she used to hold, but I will definitely still have our Thursday session with it, which is our office hour, and that's going to turn into review time as well. So there's still going to be time outside of class for you guys to get any extra help that you might need. And then we're going to be having some review assignments for a grade. So you may have noticed that your OMHS assignments end pretty soon. I think it's Monday or Tuesday is that last unit test. So moving forward, we're going to have review assignments based on our Class Connects with those SOL or end of course review topics. And those are going to be in the form of a class kick or a go formative, maybe some OMHS created quizzes and Desmos activities and more. So these are going to be things that I add to your plan for you guys that will count towards your grade. Our main plan, if you are taking the SOL, remember our SOL, the only option is to take it in person. So if you are choosing to take that SOL this year, your learning coach did not fill out the right to refusal opt-out form, then you can expect to have that on May 7th. It's a Friday. That's that first week of May. And then moving forward in May, we're going to do some Algebra 2 sneak peek videos of me and assignments. So that leads me to this star here. The last day of regular Class Connects is April 30th because the month of May we have our end of course testing and our SOL testing, and you guys will have basically play posits and video assignments, but I'll be available if you need anything. So let's take a quick OMHS tour. I want to show you guys some things. So typically when you log in, you might go to my schedule, and that gives you the lessons and assignments for the whole day. I'm sure you guys have also gone to the classes tab. I want you to go to our course page. This is just one way to find this information, the easiest, I think. And then when you go to content, this is basically like a big folder system for your class, for our class. And along the left-hand side, you'll see a list of all the resources, all the assignments, all the tests, everything along the left-hand side. So you'll see here class with Miss Winslow. I'm going to be adding a folder that says SOL review sessions. So you'll be able to find those guided notes in there. And then the big thing I want to point you to is this review resources link. So when you come here, there's a link. We'll click it. And this takes us to our external geometry site that I've made for you guys. And over here, we have our end of course test review. So if you're not taking the SOL, this is still going to help you prepare for our semester exam, and we're going to talk more about the exam in a minute. And then it'll also still just help prepare you for next year, for what's to come in Algebra 2, just to kind of review everything that we've done this year. Excuse me. So you'll find the information, I want you guys to read through this. You'll find the information for the calculator, our review session schedule that I put together for you, the formula sheet, and lots of resources with answer keys. So if you come down here, the first thing I'm going to show you is our end of course schedule, end of course review session schedule. So we have 3 weeks left of live classes, and for the next 3 weeks, we'll be reviewing everything we've done this year. Again, in preparation for those taking the SOL and for those taking the exam. And then for those who moving forward, well, everyone's moving forward. So you can see the different type of sessions, whether it's live or recording, and then even the topic we're going to cover. Here are live, let me move my face again. There. You'll have, once the session has occurred, you'll have a link to the recording and any extra practice based on that particular topic. So logic, and you're like, oh, I want more practice with logic, you can click here. And we'll also have, I'll have the notes linked to here as well. So this is like a one-stop shop to the month of April. Our schedule, the notes, the recording link, and any extra practice. So don't forget, you're still coming to those required Class Connect sessions on Thursdays, see, various times Thursdays, and we still have our Monday recordings. These two things are still required of everyone. And then we have that Thursday sort of extra optional session where I'll still be reviewing and having open help time. So the next thing is our formula sheet, which you guys have been using throughout the year. Over here on the right-hand side, I have our class recording tracker linked. So this has all of our class recordings. I'm going to be adding semester 1 recordings like now. And so if you want to go back to any particular topic, you can and look at that recording from class or even the play pause it. So this is just another sort of one-stop shop where all of your recordings are in one place for you. Hopefully you find that helpful. This link takes us to a website where you're going to be able to practice some technology enhanced questions. So these are questions that are not multiple choice. They're drag and drop, fill in the blank, select parts of the shape questions. So we'll click on geometry. And you can see there's different types of questions. So like circles, it's a fill in the blank. It is not a multiple choice. So that's what we call TEI, or technology enhanced items. And you guys are going to see questions like this on the SOL and likely in our end of course test, our semester exam. So that's a great review site. And the last link here is an amazing website put together actually by Virginia Beach Schools that we are borrowing. We're giving them credit for that. It's a public site, but I linked it to you for you guys here. And they have the standards listed out and the topics. You click on this, it takes you to links for each one, and then check it out. For this topic, there are videos, IXL linked practice. Remember with IXL, if you don't have an account, excuse me, you can do 10 free questions a day. So, I mean, that's still pretty good. Each day do 10 free questions and you're practicing for 3 weeks. That's, 210 free questions, essentially. And then additional practice here with answer keys. So if you click that, it'll take you to the answer key, which is always nice. So you can just check your work and make sure you're on the right track. Keep scrolling down our website. And this is the one that I made for you guys. It's a honker. It's large. It's like 43 pages long. And I'll let you read through this on your own, the top part. But as you go down, I wanted to point out along the left-hand side, there are hints and notes. And this is just kind of like quick hits. Then they're also going to be, let me make sure, let me find one. Some of like Desmo's calculator tips as we get into those hints and notes. We don't really use the calculator that much in geometry, but you'll see the practice problems. And these are all SOL style questions. So it's good to kind of get used to the way that they ask those questions. But honestly, I mean, if you've done well and in our class, like you should be just fine for the SOL. If there are certain areas that you need to practice, then that's what we're doing in the month of April. I don't want you to think that the SOL is some kind of mysterious thing. No, you've been preparing for this all year, so everyone's going to be fine, I promise. Then that end of course tests review that I created also includes an answer key. So you can see I circled those in red for you guys just to check work. The last resource here that I think might be one of the most important is, let me scroll up, here we go. So you guys have taken SOL tests by now, and you may remember that the site where you take the test is called TestNav. So TestNav has a way for you to practice. It's basically like a simulation of what it's going to be like on test day. So you can get used to the virtual and digital tools like the strike-through tool, the pencil tool, the compass tool, the calculator tool, the formula sheet tool. It's all embedded in TestNav. So you can practice that before you get there. Of course, the questions will be different, but it's great to just get used to what you're going to see, the type of environment. So you just click this link. This is the screen you'll see. You do not need a username or password. Just click SOL practice items and scroll down and select mathematics and geometry 2016 and click start. And it'll feel like you're taking the test. Now, the one thing about this is it does not score the test for you. So as you're doing it, make sure you're writing your answers down on a piece of paper, and you can score it yourself because I provide an answer key. So here's the answer key to the TestNav questions. So definitely, right, I know it's like a digital test and you're clicking and selecting and stuff, but make sure you write it on a piece of paper as well so you can score yourself. And that's just going to give you, your learning coach, me if I ask for it, just a good idea of where you're at, just like any kind of benchmark assessment. All right, that's the last of our website there. So I did want to point out one more thing, and that is USA Test Prep. So USA Test Prep has something that's pretty fancy. And if you log in and you click on assignments, you're going to see, I'm going to talk about two things. The first one here are practice assignments that I've assigned to everyone. And these are based on your last benchmark test. So if there were some areas that you didn't do so well in, the computer, when I click this and assign them to you, they automatically assign it based on the areas where you need to practice. Pretty cool. If you did really well and there were not so many areas to practice, it's still going to assign 3 to 5 areas just to get that extra practice. So if you got 100 and you're like, hey, I shouldn't have any, they are going to just choose a few from each category just to kind of keep you up to date on all of that. But it's cool because it's specific to your test. And then you would just click begin and practice those items. So these are optional. I want you to know that they're there for you. They're going to be optional. And the other thing, there's more. You can do this for any assessment that you've taken in USA Test Prep, not just math. So this is just an example. You would click the graded work. I know we're in geometry, but here, this is the algebra test. You would do the same thing. You would just click view to kind of view your results. And when you view your results, it will tell you your score, when you took it, how long you took on the test. Actually, that one doesn't tell you. It tells me how long you took on the test. And if you come to this area specifically, you'll see how you scored in each of the categories or each of the sort of sections. And if you were to click on the section, expressions and operations, for example, then it would take you to practice. So you can kind of do what I showed you I did for you guys. I assigned you practice based on your results. You can do it yourself too for any test you took. You can go back to our you can go back to our benchmark from the middle of the year and do this from the beginning of the year if you wanted to. So once you click on that, it'll have a spot for you here to practice those items. Let me go back. You can also do it by standard. So again, as you're kind of practicing and reviewing, if you find you need more help on a particular subject or standard, you can do it here. So I just thought that was pretty powerful. It's in your hands, not only my hands, to assign you guys practice based on your performance already. We talk about that a lot. We say, oh, we're going to take this test so we can see where you are and we can help you get to where you need to be. And this is just one of those ways that you can also do that. Lastly, our semester exam. So it mirrors very closely the semester 1 exam, and it's going to be 25 in format. It's going to be 25 to 30 questions. You'll take it in your OMHS this time. It's going to cover only semester 2 material, and it does count for 15% of your semester 2 grade. You'll be able to use the formula sheet, the calculator, and of course, reviewing all of those materials that I just talked about for the end of course test will help you review for the exam as well. There is an exemption option. So if you guys are interested in being exempt, this is what needs to happen. So you cannot have any zeros on assignments assigned after 3/26. So 3/26 was our last end date. So those are, done. So anything that I assign for you guys after 326 is like fair game. You need to have all of that stuff turned in order to be eligible. If you're in the honors program, you also have to have all of those projects turned in by April 16th in order to be eligible for exemption. You have to have an A in the class for semester 2. So this is kind of the bottom line here. We need to have an A average and all general assignments in by April 22nd. And of course, honors assignments in by April 16th. So that way I can notify you guys by 4/23 so you know whether or not you need to take it on April 26th. So our exam's on April 26th. It's a Monday. I'll likely open it up earlier for you guys. I'll let you know when that happens, but it does just need to be done by April 26th. If you're like on the cusp of being exempt or not, then you're going to want to wait until April 23rd to make sure that you're officially exempt. You could always email me and ask if you're on the right track or anything like that. I know that was a lot of information side by side. Do I look like my Bitmoji? So if you guys have any questions at all, I'm always here. You can email me anytime. Thanks for listening.